First, let's set up the site. So just choose Manage Sites. We'll create another new site. Let's call this Robin Templates. You can call it whatever you want, but the idea is this is a very simplistic version of Robin's website, just to show you the power of templates. You can select the Images folder this time if you like. And I want you to open the paintings.html page. Dreamweaver's dynamic web templates are especially useful if you've taken time to create something like the header and footer in this design, and you know you're going to want to reuse those same elements across every page of your site, or even just every page within a section of your site. The way to use dynamic web templates is to first get your design the way you want it, at least these initial elements of the design. Remember, in an earlier lesson, we created this navigation bar using CSS. So if I open up the CSS panel, you'll see that I have all of these styles. Close the Files panel so you can see. All of these styles that control how the navigation elements look in the nav div and the footer div that I created on this page. To save myself recreating that over and over and over through this site, I'm going to choose Save As and choose Template Files. That's the Dynamic Web Template option, and you can tell by the .dwt. When I save this, Dreamweaver saves a copy of the page and it gives it that DWT extension. Now, the only really tricky thing about using Dreamweaver's templates is that you have to designate an area of the template that can be edited and distinguish that from areas of the template that cannot be edited. That means that when I create new pages from this template, only some of it will be changeable and the rest will stay the same. The advantage of that is twofold. One of them is that if I make the top and the bottom of this page, where I have the navigation and the banner, a non-editable region, or an area that can't be changed, then I won't accidentally mess that up when I'm using this page to create other pages. But the even bigger advantage, which you'll see in a moment, is that if later I decide that I want to change something in this area, for example, if I want to add another page and another link to this section, I can make that change in the template and have it automatically apply to all of the pages I've created from that template. So watch how this works. First, I need to designate this main area of the page as an area that's editable. So I'm selecting the div that I called main, that I'm using for the main area of the page. And the way I designate that as an editable region is by using the Insert menu, Template Objects, Editable Region. Now you can name the editable region anything you want, as long as you don't use spaces or special characters. So let's just call it main. Now what I've done is to specify that this part of the page can be changed when I create a new page with the template, but the rest of the page cannot. And as you'll see as I put this into practice, that's what allows us to make automatic updates later. So let's save this template, and I'll close it. And now when I choose New, and I choose Page from Template, I should be able to select the Robin Templates site, that's the one we're working on now, and see this new template. But it's not here yet, and that's because there's one other little detail about templates that's very important. Let me go back and show you what you have to do to make that template show up in this dialog. In the Local Files panel, you need to create a new folder. And call it Templates. And you need to store any files you want to use as templates in the template folder. Now I'm making a point of doing this in the Files panel so that all of the images and links I've already put into that page will automatically get adjusted for this new location. Now that you've saved your .dwt file into a folder called Templates, watch what happens. New, Page from Template, and now you see I have a template called Paintings and even a preview of what it looks like. If I choose Create, I can create a page from that template. And right away, as with any other new file, I suggest that you save it. I'm going to call this Paintings2. And into this file, I'm just going to add an image. So I have a collection of Robin's paintings here in the Images folder. This one's called Mussolini's Girls. And I'll save that. So now I have a page called Paintings2 that has this painting in it. Notice that if I try to change anything here at the top or the bottom of the page, that I get this little universal "you can't do that" symbol, the circle with the line through it. But if I want to try and change the image or add more text here in the middle, that'll work just fine. That's how Dreamweaver's templates work. So now if I save that to make sure the asterisk is gone and this file is saved, we create another new file, again from the template in my Robin Templates folder. And let's drag another image into place. It's telling me I didn't save the page yet. Remember, always good habit to save first, but I can save it afterwards. Put a little alt text in there. If I were taking more time, I might call this Mystic and Quick. Would be a more complete alt text. Let me just save this and call it Paintings3. And I hope you'll start to see that because I've saved this page as a template, I can much more easily create a series of pages with Robin's images now. And now let me make sure I save this before I go any further. I'll call this one Paintings4. And let's just create one more, again using the page from template, Robin's Templates Paintings. Let me drag in Wind from the West. I'll call this one Paintings5. And in a matter of seconds, I've been able to create a series of pages with Robin's images.